Excellent work. The aquarium is unrecoverable, or so the pigeons tell me. Freeing that crustacean was cataclysmic disobedience of orders, don't get me wrong. But causing the lab to flood was a nice touch. Much more inconspicuous. You're beginning to show promise, Wayfarer. But this next task will be the true test of your abilities. 2 names. 2 people I want killed. When it comes to the method of execution, the more discreet, the better. I don't want you storming in like a thug. The circumstances surrounding these individuals' deaths should be somewhat of a mystery. The first name is Eve Varney, leader of the 5th column. Speak to her half-brother, Horatio Whitehouse, in the tavern beneath the 5th column headquarters. He'll put you on the right track. The second name is Arthur, leader of Camelot. Speak to Dr. James North, an angel director in Westminster. He will brief you on how to best carry out Arthur's assassination. Meet him at the pub on Victoria Street. He'll no doubt be giving one of his lectures. Do you have any queries? It will be a while before we speak again. Camelot and the 5th column are in their infancy, propped up by figureheads. Only recently have they even begun to become established. Take these figureheads out of the equation now, and their grand vision goes with them. Those who remain are left to pick up the pieces. We can focus on our goals. The rest can be dealt with at a later juncture. If you want a target on your back, by all means. But I warn you, if you compromise Angel, it won't be Camelot or the 5th column you'll have to look over your shoulder for. Half-sister, and all the baggage that goes along with that. I'm sure he'll bore you with the details when you speak to him. Be seeing you.
How you doing?
That badman, Lawrence, is so stingy with the supplies. Who does he think he is?
What can I do you for? Private lounge is members only. You? I'm not a member. Membership is reserved for senior officers and advisors. Don't accuse me of incompetency. I didn't get the orders, okay? Here's the key. I'm knackered as fuck. We're being beasted with all these drills.
One day for it, ain't it? Britain, awake! Awake for slumber!
Bitch, I'm talking about my sister, Ivani. You see, not everyone thinks she's magnificent. And I'm not talking about the troglodytes in Richmond, or the gluttons of Westminster either. Your employer and I both agree she has to go. That shouldn't concern you. Besides, your employer and I have different reasons. All that matters is that we agree on the course of action. I have no preference in manner of her execution, but your employer prefers caution. I have somewhat of a scheme, if you wish to kill her discreetly. Eve's chief advisor, Victor Schmidt, is a pathetic weasel of a man. If my suspicions are correct, which they are, he cares little for the principles of the fifth column. He stays only for Eve. An obsession is sickening. If he were to find out certain things about her past, then his obsession would turn to rage. He'd do the job himself, the fucker, if he weren't confined to that chair. She's my half-sister, really. I am of proper stock. Eve is a bastard. When I was a boy, she was chucked out of the family home. It's the fifth column that brought us back together. A pure coincidence, you must understand. We both joined in Harold Attlee's days. Dark times they were. I climbed my way to the top. She charmed her way up the ranks. When Attlee was on his deathbed, the poor fucker was so delusional he named her successor. A little ways north of here, hidden away, is a mass grave. Very few know about it, and Victor Schmidt isn't one of them. Inside it, you'll find the remains of all those in the fifth column who have challenged Eve over the years. One such corpse is that of Oliver Hume, Victor Schmidt's predecessor and close friend. If he were to realize this, that Eve is just as flawed as he believes the fifth column to be, he'd break. Now that was a leader. Apart from myself, I'd say Hume was by far the best candidate for Attlee's replacement. Despite this, he never challenged Eve's position. That was his mistake. Instead, he challenged her decisions, repeatedly, hence why he was killed. I come in at the end, when I take my rightful place at the top. I have few allies outside the administrative branch and little appetite for getting my hands dirty. The success of this plan is on you and you alone. In the case of failure, do whatever it takes. I want her gone. Uncertain, it will be difficult to shatter the immaculate visage in his head, but it's never impossible to convince people of the truth. I wouldn't mention my involvement for starters. He'd never believe it if he knew it came from me. Anyhow, empirical evidence wouldn't go amiss. Excellent. I will await the outcome. Take this letter. It will get you into most areas unmolested. When the deed is done, let us not speak again. Farewell.
Britain awake, awake for slumber.
Bitch, I'm talking about my sister, Ivani. You see, not everyone thinks she's magnificent. And I'm not talking about the troglodytes in Richmond, or the gluttons of Westminster either. Your employer and I both agree she has to go. Your employer has entrusted me with a position. He feels I'm a better advocate of your organization's interests. The fifth column will go on, but its fate shall align with that of Angel. I have no preference in manner of her execution, but your employer prefers caution. I have somewhat of a scheme, if you wish to kill her discreetly. Bitch, I'm talking about my sister, Ivani. You see, not everyone thinks she's and I'm not talking about the troglodytes in Richmond. Your employer and I... That shouldn't concern you. Besides, I have no preference in manner of her execution. I have somewhat of a... Eve's chief advice. If my suspicions are... He stays only for Eve. He'd do the job himself. What's there to tell? His life story could be written on a napkin. He was a soldier. It's only luck that he fell into the chief advisory position.
How you doing? That badman Lawrence is so stringy with supplies. Who does he think he is?
Camelot
I die for the fifth.
Hope they were rich. I like fighting rich folk.
worth the bullets.
Can I help you? You need authorization. Can't let you through otherwise. This will do fine. Go right through. Britain awake. Awake for slumber.
No sudden moves. Who let you in? Very well. She shouldn't have. What do you want then? Then talk, before I lose my patience. Oliver was as loyal to Eve as I am. Why would she do that? What is this? I, Hume, a strong but just society. So he didn't abandon the fifth column after all. I was foolish to assume he ran off. A damn fool. I don't know who put you up to this, and I don't care. But I owe it to an old friend to avenge him. Eve's gone. She rarely leaves Cable Street. But when she does, she always goes to the same place. Here's the address. She has minimal security on these excursions to attract minimal attention. If you're here for the reason I suspect you are, now's your chance. Now go. Leave me to my despair. How you doing? Fine day for it, ain't it?
You're dead.
What was that? Like that, keep me going. Anything good?
Lock and load time. Shuriken! Something's giving me the EVGs. Let's go kick some ass, yeah?
Finally, a fight! Feels good. you spongy muppets!
What do you need? Here when you need me. Give me all you got. I can carry it. Could you build me some new gloves?
Just what the doctor ordered. I was just telling my friend how desperate I need for a young pair of legs to lend an old man a hand. Is today my lucky day? My friend, let me assure you, favors can bring fortune beyond vulgar wealth. However, since money is what you want, then it's providence, as I am a wealthy man. The youth of these days, so jaded. No catch, just a brisk walk to a postal depot in Croydon to fetch a letter I posted a very long time ago. Not very exciting, I know, but I'd be ever so grateful. I'd go myself, but my hip is busted. So what do you say? Help out an old man? Oh, just some old correspondence. Quite dull, I can assure you. Material for my memoirs, you see. I am, was a diplomat. Retired now, after hundreds of years. I simply don't know what to do with myself. Excellent. It's a manila envelope, size of an A4, about the thickness of a framed photo of the Queen. Shouldn't be too hard to find. Let me know when you've got it, and we'll discuss remuneration and expenses.
Life at the top is immensely satisfying.
Where they keeping all the dust?
Oh, good. You're back. Did you find it? No rush. Let me know when you do.
What can you do? What can you do? You can do the bloody job I've hired you to do. Don't you dare show your face around here again. And what do you want? Actually, you might be just who I'm looking for. Someone with enough pluck, and definitely fierce enough. Thankfully not. I'm hoping you'd be interested in earning a few tickets. Quite a few, actually. You see, I'm a collector of British history, and it has come to my attention that at long last, the original East India Trading Company charter has been found. Growing up, I remember my mother telling me that we are descendants of one of the men mentioned in that charter 600 years ago. But hooligans, creatures, and other ill ilk prevent me from leaving Westminster to retrieve it myself. Indeed. Retrieve it and I'll pay you handsomely. Just for an evening stroll by the water. Find the wrecked ship Caledonia, fetch my charter, and bring it here. Now off with you. That ship could sink at any moment, and the charter would be lost.
People have a negative attitude. That's what's stopping them.
Oh, jolly good. Let us see its magnificence. Why have you returned empty-handed? Leave me. Return once you have my charter. This represents a better life for me. To finally get the funding to start my museum. Can't you try to understand that at least? Very good. Be quick about it.
I do hope Father is proud of me.
Which brings me to my final concluding argument. For, you see, it is not the radiation that has brought upon the changes we see. The answer is simple, or rather rendered simple through a certain lens. Hydrophilic epigenetics. You see, the radiation doesn't affect material DNA. No, this is a child's understanding of biology. The radiation was the catalyst. Ladies and gentlemen, what I am proposing is a longitudinal study into the origins of the Thames folk. With adequate staffing and governmental funding, well, the money isn't important. The potential is. We face the very real prospect of manipulating the physiological boundaries of humanity.
Maybe I'll visit
This
outside
should
the walls
inspire
sometime.
even the hardened
See how the
cynics
other
amongst
half
you.
live.
So, if you're on the fence, think of it this way. Would you like to breathe underwater? Perhaps fly like a bird? Or have a hardened carapace? Fund my research? And these will no longer be dreams, but reality. Thank you. I hope to see you all at my gathering.
I'm in touch with humanity.
Thank you for attending my lecture. Dr. North, always keen to help someone interested in the sciences. Though, I imagine it was all a little high level. Thanks for trying to follow along. Perfect. I was just thinking. You know who was leaving it rather late. You'd know who I'm talking about. Our neurotic superior. Look, I can't really go into detail here. Meet me in my lab. It's accessible via Hyde Park, Corner Station, southbound tunnel. Unfortunately, the trains only stop at the lab for me, so you'll have to make a dash for it. Be careful not to get squished.
It must be horrible to live in places without luxury.
I can't see my fists in front of my face. Judy? Diane? Where are you?
I live in fear knowing you people can reproduce.
There's a reason someone left that old junk in the first place.
I do hope Father is proud of me.
Oh no. Whatever it is, keep it to yourself. Better that way.
If I see one more up-and-comer peasant, I'll go mad.
smell. Oh, it's you.
Going down. 4.
I'm ready to get into character.
Going down. 4.
I've always wanted to work in an underground laboratory.
What's it say? Oh, never mind. I don't want to know.
Glad you made it. You'd be of little use to me as roadkill. I assume you're broadly aware of the plan. For the next few days, I'm going to be hosting a series of open events, fundraising for my research. As you may have realized, I don't need funding, no. My research funds itself. Not directly, you understand. Smythe is my patron, and is very happy with my work. These events are a sham, Unfortunately, in my line of duties, I have gained myself a deadly admirer. A spy from those fantasists Camelot. I believe her designation is Guinevere. God, what idiots! Albion must be the most insufferable place in London, and that particular accolade is hotly contested. You are correct. Discretion is always preferred, but in a crowd, she'll feel safe. It's the only way to guarantee her attendance. The situation is too precarious to ignore them. Gone are the days we could tolerate absurd morons with a penchant for swords and explosives. Smythe wants to infiltrate Camelot and destroy them from within. Your job is to nullify the subject and extract a genetic sample. Admirer has been following me for quite some time and is good at her craft. Other agents have failed to isolate her, so we've devised a trap. A package containing 5 surveillance devices was intercepted and later allowed to reach its destination. That destination was Guinevere. She's clearly planning to use those devices to snoop on me. I'll be hosting a gathering at this address for the next few days. That should give you the anonymity to address the issue. The garden will be inaccessible without a key. Here. One I'll leave for her to swipe. Any questions? I doubt that would work. This person has voluntarily put themselves at great risk. They're motivated by ideology rather than material benefit. If we want to remove this rotten growth, we must not just destroy the branches, but the roots. Camelot represents an ideal, a dangerous one. What we need is an inside man, or in this case, a woman, to help us do that. The curtains will remain closed, and the back door locked. And there'll be too much noise inside to hear anything. No, the event is catered. Yes. Oh, a couple more things. I think it's best we don't acknowledge each other's prior relationship at these events, and make sure you wear something nice. Me see.
I wonder if they'll have any breakthroughs in curing my hangover. That would be a true scientific achievement.
Looks old. Maybe leave it. What is dust? Is it just fuzzy dirt? Never mind. I don't want to know. Ugh.
Watch this weakling crumble in one hit. You gotta teach me that someday. I love fighting these things, like fighting wax paper.
Can I help you? I've been compromised. Shit. I'll follow you to the garden. Let's go. Stay close. Where's the extraction team? Fuck!
In your fragile body!
We're all here, are we? I trust you have the sample. Good. The family I rent the house to shall sleep well tonight knowing that only I am listening in and not some Camelot brute. Oh, who am I kidding? They don't know about the cameras. Here's gratuity for your services. Now, hand over the song. Excellent. This'll do nicely. And it seems you managed to do it completely undetected. You know, you're one of the few people lucky enough to see this process. I've been perfecting this cloning technique for quite some time. I do understand why my research is being kept confidential. The hordes out there would tear us to pieces to get it. I see. The wonders of science aren't for everyone, I guess. After all, it would be pointless to teach carpentry to a hammer. Excellent. In record time as well. Come forward, subject. A fine addition to a long list of achievements. Since you're not doing much in this process, would you kindly mind giving our employer a call? I just have to finalize calibrating emotional responses.
I hope I can regard seeing your face as confirmation of the plan's progress.
Yes! Everything has gone perfectly according to the plan. Thanks to my efforts, we will fit...
Thank you for the positive interruption, Dr. North. I had asked my associate, but of course, I'm eternally grateful you're here to correct my mistakes.
I didn't mean to be overly familiar, Smythe. I just felt better equipped to discuss the situation at hand.
No. As per usual, you're perfectly correct, Dr. North. You are the authority in that room. Speaking of which, did you manage to successfully load that abstract syntax module I sent you?
Yes. Although I would have preferred this was sent to me sooner. I didn't have time to scrutinize the routines.
Are you suggesting I've made a mistake?
From what little I saw, these routines are incredibly abstract. Very complicated. I think a second set of eyes may prove to be useful should we wish to develop the potential of the technique further.
Is that so?
Replicating memory association while disregarding emotional response is a complex process. I'd remind you that our last subject failed in this regard specifically. As such, I'm not 100% sure the subject won't face complete conscious subversion if exposed to severe mental stress. I think this operation has been recklessly hasty. We need time to test these new routines before deploying into the field.
Quite right you are, Dr. North. If you would oblige me, we can test a few routines right now.
Oh, okay then. Yes, that would be ideal.
Guinevere, step forward, please. Yes, you. Correct. You are Guinevere. Now walk over to Dr. North. Excellent. Now we can test these darn routines. Are you ready, Dr. North?
Ready and waiting.
Guinevere, kill Dr. North.
Why?
I'm sure you realize by now that Dr. North had an attitude that limited his career as an angel director. It's not that I didn't value his work. I treasure it. He has perfected the creation of biological clones beyond the scope of the original project. But brilliance is a deceptive trait to wish for in a subordinate. Narcissism quickly follows. Don't worry, his intelligence won't go to waste. Ironic, really. A scientist specializing in cloning, thinking he was irreplaceable. Wayfarer, meet our new recruit at the gates of Camelot. Infiltrate the castle and kill Arthur. Real name Richard Gwynn. Report back here so we can conclude the experiment. Be seeing you.
Stand back. Let me take them all. coward! See me cave that one skull in? Satisfying. radiation never hurt no one.
Are you here to trade? I could be persuaded to offer you a few deals. Step into my quarters and let's negotiate. Look around. Everything I've collected from lands far and wide is for sale. From Lewisham to Hackney. If it's worth having, it sits on this magnificent ship. If only I could. I lack the funds needed for such a venture. I know you do. You're not the first Alderman Middleton sent after it, but I won't part with it. I'm the descendant of the man who relaunched the company 200 years ago. It's only natural that the charter should now belong to me. Hey, that'd be best for both of us. Are you here to trade? Admire away. The Caledonia is class and substance. Are you here to trade? Excellent. Step this way, me fine fellow.
That was impressive. Well, I'm ready to start punching, just so you know. Like boxing Napoleon would. kill. Oh, fancy college grad. Reading books. Bloody nerd. No more.
Patience is key, for the quest continues.
Guinevere, you're back.
Open the gate.
In a rush, are we? Very well. Open the gate. Who's your friend?
New recruit.
Ever vigilant.
Guinevere, what are you doing here? Who is this? Was your cover blown? I don't like this. What's going on?
Richard, I remember you.
Of course you remember me.
I'm sorry.
I'm gonna rip your fucking head off! Just keep going. I didn't hear the bell.
Not like this.
Hope they were rich. I like fighting rich. Rich folk. What do you need, boss?
Oh, good. You're back. Did you find it? It's not what it looks like. Well, whatever you think, it's not. You have to understand the pre-war era was a little more complex than the contemporaneous era. Look, I think it'd be best if we just stuck to our original agreement, with the caveat of your discretion, of course. Okay. Just keep your voice down. Here's some money. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'd like to forget I ever meeting you.
I don't like it here. Too... dirtless.
I do hope Father is proud of me.
Oh, jolly good. Let us see its magnificence. Why have you returned empty-handed? Leave me. Return once you have my charter. Then you've wasted my time. Leave me.
People have a negative attitude. That's what's stopping them.
Hello there.
Very good work. That's modest of you. The pigeons tell me that Guinevere reacted somewhat aversely. By all accounts, you handled yourself well. That reassures me. Politics and science have one thing in common. Despite the veneer of competence, intellect, and prestige, they are risky endeavors. Gambling, really. No. They will likely be in disarray moving forward. Infighting, subdivisions, all that hubbub. Numerous small bands of anarchists, socialists, communists, and other ists that live under the general umbrella of idealists are actually very useful. If there is unity and consensus amongst these people, there is a potential to cause serious, lasting damage. It's possible. As I said, politics is a gamble, but ultimately it was unlikely. More likely, there was no gold at the end of their tunnel, merely a rampant, uncontrolled bloodletting when the dream died. please understand the motivations for ending North's employment are sound. Delivery was somewhat intemperate. The simple truth is, conceit allowed him to be compromised by Camelot. A man that loves himself cannot help but indulge baser habits, carnal instincts. The threat is too significant to facilitate such weakness. It has almost... Well, I'm proud to say that North's research is concluded. The people may forget his work, but I certainly won't. And you, I am pleased to say, have performed beyond expectation. Your next employee review is looking incredibly healthy. Considering the demise of Eve Varney is also the talk of the town, you are lacking an assignment. Return to my office.
Good day. Smythe is expecting you. If you'd just like to pop that bowler hat back on. No time to waste. Please make your way to the office. Smythe's ready to take your call.
I do hope Father is proud of me.
Greetings. I trust you're well rested. I'm relieved to hear as much. You need to be in good health, as we have a lot of work ahead of us. As I'm sure you've witnessed firsthand, the situation out there has changed. There's a feverish tension, an emergent frenzy. Decisive action is imperative. Truth be told, the situation on the ground is, and has been, unacceptable for far too long. My proximity to such savagery has been a constant, personal source of frustration. Simply put, there are extensive belligerent parties that have been distastefully ignored, tolerated for expediency. No more. Circumstances have evolved, and so should we. This compromise was the result of pragmatism, not will. The time has come for a transition towards a permanent arrangement. somewhat a reductive opinion. By allowing the chaotic situation to burn out, we kept our strength. Inevitably, these hoodlums consolidated into bases of power, yet because we hadn't expended our strength in pointless street fighting, we maintained our scientific and intelligence networks. These have been critical in influencing diplomatic relations between factions, hardly in action. The situation was more precarious than our current position implies. A great proportion of the government infrastructure was completely obliterated. To survive such conditions in the immediate aftermath consumed a great many precious resources and lives. Investing everything on a complex military maneuver would have represented a huge risk. Taking unacceptable risks for uncertain rewards is reckless and poorly considered. While it is true we emerged as the strongest immediate power, London sustained heavy bombardment. The situation on the ground was, and still is, desperate. We could not afford to make ourselves victims of the chaos. The reality is that the government has limited resources. There simply isn't any margin for error. We could not afford to undermine our strategic position. The threat was existential. I do. Several, in fact. I am to take direct control of the Lord Chancellorship. For that, I need a royal decree. We want the transfer of power to look legitimate. The salient details are in the dossier on my desk. Call if you have any questions. Be seeing you. I trust you've read the list. Ask away. No, quite the opposite, in fact. The role is historically ceremonial. Though it would allow me to suppress certain parliamentary procedures. Very few know this, however, nor will they until it's too late. Naturally. The baroness is the Lord Chamberlain, a considerable choke point in the functioning of the state. As such, she is integral to our plans. You'll need her to sign a royal appointment. If she chooses to value pedantry over my objectives, avail her of the hollow disk I've given you. Any further questions? She's having an affair, and with one of those ghastly Thames folk at that. The gentry would find that obscene. Ideologically and morally, there's no issue. Yet she's not as compliant as one might hope her to be. She fears the laws of the land. I worry she will choose to hide behind bureaucracy, propriety, and regulation. These are tools for the state, not against it. You see, she understands what is happening, but is playing it safe so she can cling to the victor. Cowards cling to fear, and so you must use fear. Good. The effete Baron Winthrop may possess the demeanor of someone with class, but don't be mistaken. This pompous, precious pig has all the squealing proclivities of a hedonist. He's a bottomless void of vulgar pleasure, yet you, must work with him. Convince him to stamp the royal appointment with the ceremonial seal. Any further questions? As is often the case with those obsessed with excess, it is his weakness. You can easily bribe him with any form of vulgar extravagance. Conversely, if anything were to threaten his access to such joys, his whole world would crumble. I trust your judgment, but my expectation is that seal is applied with zeal. I may not care for the Baron's tastes, but his favor would come cheaper than his subjugation. He spends his day challenging young men and women at tennis so as to leer at them. I don't perceive him having any real motivations beyond satisfying his desires. Good. Normally, I'd say Honeysett is a valued asset, but this reliance, in reality, has evolved into conceit. He's trying to consolidate his own influence over the judiciary, an unacceptable outcome. He has a protégée, Cecily Sugar. Get rid of her. She's exuberant, an iconoclast. Our project requires guile and discipline. Send her back to Kingdom Come at one of her debates. Honeysett will quickly fall into line. On the contrary, the device may be loud, but the blast concentrated. Regardless, the audience, to be frank, are expendable. Debtors sympathetic to the cause, or creditors with bounteous assets. We must be decisive and unsentimental. The profile for Cecilia Sugar is comprehensive. Any potential she has is curbed by the risk of non-compliance. He'd never pursue her, but he's deeply infatuated with her. He seeks to have her intimately in his odd little orbit, dependent and thankful of his patronage. If you deny him of whatever future exists in his head, you show him that we control his destiny, not him. Besides, I'm saving him the inevitable torment of abandonment. Good. I'm glad. Be seeing you.
Maybe I'll visit. Visit outside the walls sometime. See how the other half live.
I hope this is important. You are a cog in the machine of this plan, but by no means the only one. My time is precious. Be seeing you.
I'm in touch with humanity.
I'm afraid visitations are by invitation only. Yes, all this seems to be in order. Come right through and follow me. Mind the gap and all that?
Just stop, okay? We've got our own problems.
I wish I could meet the Queen.
God save our gracious Queen. Long live our noble Queen.
Can I help you? Row, Britannia! Britannia rule the waves! Britons never, never, never shall be slaves!
God save the Queen. We won't go quietly. You can count on that.
Buckingham Palace. This holotape is your key to discovering the history and splendor of this iconic royal residence. As you approach the magnificent gates, you'll find yourself standing before one of the most famous palaces in the world. This is not merely a building, it's a symbol of the British monarchy. Step into the grand courtyard where the changing of the guard ceremony takes place. Marvel at the precision and pageantry of this age-old tradition. It's a spectacle you won't want to miss. Explore the staterooms where royal receptions and events are held. Admire the opulent decor adorned with priceless art, intricate tapestries, and exquisite furnishings. It's a glimpse into the lavish lifestyle of the British monarchy. Don't forget to visit the throne room where the Queen's official ceremonies and investitures are conducted. Stand before the gilded thrones and imagine the historic moments that have unfolded here. The ballroom is another highlight where grand state banquets are hosted. The table settings are nothing short of magnificent with exquisite china, sparkling crystal, and gleaming silverware. While the Queen's Gallery houses an ever-changing collection of priceless artworks from the royal collection, it's a treasure trove for art enthusiasts. The palace's gardens are equally enchanting. Stroll through the immaculate lawns, marvel at the vibrant flower beds, and enjoy the serene ambiance. The garden's beauty is a testament to meticulous horticultural expertise. Buckingham Palace is not just a historic landmark, it's a living symbol of the British monarchy's enduring legacy. Every room, every corridor, and every garden has a story to tell. So, whether you're a history enthusiast or simply seeking a taste of royal splendor, Buckingham Palace offers a glimpse into a world of tradition, elegance, and regal charm. Enjoy your visit to this magnificent palace, and may it leave you with memories that last a lifetime.
You'd have to be insane to take on the Tommies.
Smythe told me of your arrival. I'm afraid I cannot oblige you. Smythe seemed reticent to commit to the request to paper. That in itself caused a little apprehension. The requested document is not a trifling matter. In fact, even requesting it is a serious offense. I agree with you, which is exactly why I have to reject this request. They know, better than anyone, the reason for orders and procedures. We cannot make an exception for anybody. I don't think you quite understand the impropriety of what you just said. As such, I'll take pity on you and pretend you didn't say it. I was so careful. Please, you can't. You'd ruin my family. Fine, I don't agree with your methods, but this really is what's best for us all. Here is your decree. I cannot provide the seal, as you know. I can only hope that Smythe doesn't destroy everything we've built here in London. Given the lengths you're willing to go through, I'm not so sure. Shouldn't you be in Eastminster with the other thugs? Trying to elevate your status by being seen with me? It won't work. Yes, what is it? Fine. Are you beggars ever going to leave me alone? Please, you're lowering my status. Sorry, I'm really busy. Wouldn't you prefer to talk to someone more on your level? You've mistaken me for someone else. Don't touch the wallet. I guess I can spare a few minutes.
I bet I could kill two in one swing.
Please. My poor baby needs help. My cat, she's been stuck up in that tree for hours now, and I just can't seem to get her down. I can pay you. Oh, thank you. I was worried she'd be stuck up there forever. Please, be careful. sweet baby. She's okay. You managed to rescue my dear Nobbles from the tree. Thank you so much. So many people walked past and did nothing. Why did you stop to help? Interesting answer. You don't really care about animals, do you? I guess it's none of my business. Here is your reward, as promised. You got her back. Thank you. Wow. You really do have a way with animals. Thank you so much for your help. Wow. You really do have a way with animals. Thank you so much for your help.
People have a negative attitude. That's what's stopping them. If you've come to challenge me, you'll have to wait. I've just been bested by another bestial young thing. How rude. What an odious little oik you are. I thought myself gracious enough to entertain your company, but you've revealed yourself to be very, very boring. Don't touch the wallet. Trying to elevate your status by being seen with me. It won't work. Life at the top is immensely satisfying.
I'm busy here.
I guess I can spare a few minutes. I'm in touch with humanity. I'm not afraid of you. Ready for more?
Devil!
You're mine.
Police!
I'll do as you say. No need to be a brute. What do you want from me?
You take away my appetite
Yes,
just
the
looking
seal.
at you.
If you can just...
Someone call police!
even last a full round. I hope you don't root around in my pockets when I'm sleeping.
Wouldn't you prefer to talk to someone more on your level? You devil!